Hi everyone, welcome to Saturday Stamping Tips, Techniques, and More. This is a new series that I'm going to be doing on Saturdays. It will be a video, and I'm aiming now for 5 p.m. Eastern approximately to have the video up. It's not going to be a set in concrete time, but it will be sometime Saturday. Hopefully around 5 every week. So this week I'm going to start off with some tips and techniques, and hopefully you'll learn along with me because I've only been stamping honestly for a few years. We're going to be using the Blossoms in Bloom stamp set. I'm not going to use the dies this time around, and what I want to show you using the Stamparatus is two-tone stamping techniques, and I'm going to explain a couple of them that I tried. Now this is the first one I did, but first I tried it with like this. This was Pool Party with Misty Moonlight, and I had seen somebody stamp with one color and then use their Stampin' Spot to sort of rock and roll around the edge, but I had trouble getting into some of the inner parts, and as a result I got these lines on it and I didn't like that. So I flipped it over and I liked this one much better. What I did is I also didn't like the Pool Party with it, so this time I stamped in Balmy Blue. I still used Misty Moonlight. Now I don't have my full-size ink pad yet. Hopefully they're coming on Monday. But I used a finger dauber, and what you do is, and we're going to do one together, but what you do is just daub all around the edge. Now you'll see a difference on the next card that I did because I learned something else. And then I just stamped these and stamped off with some leaves and stamped the leaves on. So we're going to put that together towards the end of this video after we do one, and this is how it's going to look with some extra bling and things on it. So then the next one I tried was this one. Well, actually it was this one, and this was Flirty Flamingo, and I thought, well, you know, why can't I just use my Stampin' Right and go around the edges? So I did that, and I don't like it. I don't like the way it turned out. Now maybe I'm doing something wrong and I'll practice more with it, but it just looks too defined, right? So I didn't even go forward with the rest of it. So then I switched colors again. This was Flirty Flamingo and Calypso Coral. So I thought, not sure I like that color combination either. So I switched gears to Daffodil Delight, Calypso Coral, and then these are done in Pear Pizzazz. And I love the way this turned out. So what I did on this one is what we're going to do on the next one. But the next one's we're going to try it in purple. So what I did is I did the finger dauber around the edges, but I also sponged the center of the flowers, and I just think that made it pop even more. So that is what we're going to do. So, but we're going to try it in purples now. So I have it set up on my Stamparatus. Now here's a tip for you also. You see how that pulled up? It's actually getting better. I have this lined up so that this is a big stamp, first of all, and this was the first time I used the stamp, was when I did the blue. So you can see it just fits on this paper, right? And you could flip it over and angle it a little bit differently if you want to, but see how it pulls? It's getting better. My suggestion to you is stamp it a few times on some kind of scrap paper so it's not quite so sticky. This is actually not as sticky as it started. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to stamp with Highland Heather, and the first time you just take your ink to paper, to the stamp, and then I do have the foam mat under here because this is photopolymer, and then a piece of the small grid paper. It comes in a fairly large pack, and that, I'm not sure I got everything down here, so let me try that again a little bit. And we're going to use Highland Heather, and then we're going to go over it with Gorgeous Grape, and we'll see how that looks. If I don't like it, we may change and do a different color. It actually looks really dark to me. Okay, now normally I would clean my stamp over here, but because I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape, which is a darker purple, I'm going to just, let me move these cards out of the way so I don't get purple on my other pretty cards, right? Okay. So I'm going to take my sponge dauber and just dab some Gorgeous Grape, and I'm going to go back over here to the stamp, and we're just going to go around the edges. I'm thinking I maybe in the middles too. So my ink is off screen, so I apologize for that. But can you see I'm just doing around the edges and in the middles. Didn't do in the middle on that one because I found that the one I didn't do the middle, it just looked like it had a big circle around the outside of the flower, and it didn't look like shading really. So I found that doing the middle part of the flower a little bit also made it better. So let's try that and see how it looks. And we may have to do that more than once. I didn't on the yellow one. You see, it's not really showing up. I think I'm going to flip this over, and we're going to do a lighter color than Highland Heather. Let's see, what shall we use? How about we use like something like Coastal Cabana with Gorgeous Grape. I think that might be pretty. All right, so now I'm going to have to clean my stamp because we're going to switch colors all together. So this is the thing, you just have to play with it. You do definitely want a lighter color underneath. So we'll try Coastal Cabana with Gorgeous Grape. Maybe that'll be pretty. I don't know. We'll try it and see, huh? At least you'll be able to see the two colors better, right? Okay. Now let me clean my stamp off again. And see, it's even popping up a little bit. So always check your paper and make sure it's placed correctly. By the way, I did just wash my my stamp pad, my chamois. Alright, so I'm taking the Gorgeous Grape again, going around the edges and in the middle. I'm kind of tilting it as I'm going around. I'm not really tilting it in the center part there though. And these two kind of go together, so it's hard to distinguish, but just do the best you can. You know, flowers aren't really perfect in real life, right? That's what makes them so pretty, that each one is a little bit unique. Alright, let's see how that looks with the Coastal Cabana. Well, I like it better than the purple on purple. I think we need some more though. I don't think we quite got enough color. And what you could do also is spritz it, but I'm afraid it would run too much. Alright, let's see how it goes. And just push. I think that's pretty. Now we need something in the center. So we're going to use the Gorgeous Grape again, and we're going to just use this little dot center. And there's one little piece that sticks out, and we're just going to try and get that in the open area. Oh yeah, I think that's going to be really gorgeous. And this one over here too. Now this one sort of turns around a little bit. I didn't quite get that, but it's okay. Oops. And this one. Okay. I don't know if I'm happy with that. I guess I'll be happy with it. So let me close my stamp pads and clean my stamps again. So that, I don't know what that's called, but I'm calling it two-tone stamping with a sponge dauber. I think when the person I watched used this, they called it like a rock and roll method. I am not sure that is right. It might be. I don't know. I'm not, haven't been doing this as long as some other people. So we're going to use that one. Now let's get rid of the Stamparatus and we'll actually put some cards together. So let's do our first couple that we had over here. And the only reason I hadn't put them together yet for you is because I had wanted to show you the back and what I didn't care for doing. So let's get this out of the way. So this was actually the second one. And we're just going to glue this down. We won't do the insides for this particular video. And normally I would pop something like this up, but I think what I'm going to do is take my Calypso Coral Stampin' Right. This is a die from the Tasteful Labels dies that's out of the Tasteful Touches bundle. We used that in Friday the 12th video, live video. And I think this was one that I hadn't gotten to use, so now I'm using it. And the Thinking of You is out of the Blossoms in Bloom bundle. And I am planning on doing a class with this bundle, so stay tuned for that in the near future. And then I think for bling on this, we're going to use the Gilded Gems, which I think are currently on back order because I want some more of them too. So we'll just try and get a couple of these off of here. Oops. Put this one down here and a medium-sized one maybe right here and a little one up here. So there is our card. I'm not going to put any ribbon on this one, so I think that's really beautiful. And then the next one, we're using the new Misty Moonlight. This is also out of the Tasteful Label dies. Sorry, I don't need this here. But this time we're using Daffodil Delight Ruched Ribbon, which did carry over into the new catalog. And I just tied a simple little bow, which needs to be tightened up. So, and then we'll put that on with the dot. But let's glue this down. And again, I wanted to show you this one. I didn't like the color combo or the lines I was getting using the Stampin' Spot, so I switched to the daubers, and it works much better. So that's my tip. And plus, you can leave it in your Stamparatus once you get the position. Now this I am going to bump up on dimensionals. I just think I would like that better. And I have to cut some. So let's just do that. Okay. So let me know how you like this technique and whether you're going to try it. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think you can get a lot of different variations on it. And like I said, I'm new to this kind of thing, and I really enjoy doing that. And I'll probably be doing more colorways, experimenting with colors. And this is just a 5 1/4 by 4 inch panel, which is about what you need. Oh, you know, we didn't stamp our leaves on the other. Oh, I want to put this one in the middle. And then we're going to put this on with glue dots. So we'll just stick a glue dot onto the back and put that right below here. And then we're going to use the new In Color enamel dots 2020 to 2022, and we are going to use the Misty Moonlight, which is the blue. You could also use the either the Bumblebee would be pretty with it, or the Just Jade. Now this is shaded Spruce, stamped off once. For this particular time, I'm going to go ahead and use the Misty Moonlight. And let's see, I think one over here. There we go. And I actually think I'm going to put another glue dot. I'm going to use my sharpen and my tool. Just get a little glue dot, roll it up a little bit, and tuck it under this, because I feel like this ribbon might come undone. There we go. Much better. Okay, so let's do the one that we made together. And that is Coastal Cabana and Gorgeous Grape. One sec. Okay guys, sorry. We never did our leaves on this one, so I don't know which way I like this better. I think this way. So we're going to stamp off using Garden Green and just do a few leaves on here. Now there is a smaller leaf, but I'm going to go ahead and just sort of make these like abstract leaves throughout different places. And I don't like them to be too dark. Put this one down here. And then maybe another here. Nope, here. And it's okay if they go off the paper. That's why I have it. Oops, I'm not happy with that though. Okay. Not too bad. And I think that's all I'm going to do actually. We don't need leaves on every single flower. So that is Garden Green stamped off. And we're also going to stamp Thinking of You. And we're going to use that little flag die again. And I'm going to do that in Gorgeous Grape. And we're going to use a card base of Gorgeous Grape as well. Oops. Turn it right side up. And I just have this little scrap here which I think will work. So let me get the die out of the Tasteful Labels dies. And that would be right here. And let's see, I think I'm going to put it up here like I did on the first card, and it'll just be like that. So let me die cut that and I'll be right back. And here we go. So again, I'm going to get the Gorgeous Grape marker, Stampin' Right marker, which are the die-based markers. And I'm just going to go around the edges to give it some definition, because I don't have another die that is one size bigger that I could die cut Gorgeous Grape or Coastal Cabana, whichever we'd prefer, as a background. And I just wanted to pop off the Whisper White a little bit more, and that's enough. So we're actually going to do the same thing. We're just going to glue that down. I don't know why, I just feel like I don't need it to be oops. Now I don't think I have any Gorgeous Grape bling. Let's get rid of this dirty paper. Let's glue this onto our card front, which is Gorgeous Grape. So, and while I'm doing that, the summary, our tips are better to use a finger dauber for the two-tone coloring than it is just to use the Stampin' Spot, in my opinion, or then to use these to go around the edges. Also, make sure your stamp isn't too sticky on the paper. Stamp it a few times on scrap or something. I got that kind of crooked. Okay, anyway. And let's see what else. Choose colors that clearly are separate, different than each other. It's not like the Highland Heather and the Gorgeous Grape really didn't show up. Let me glue this back down again. So do that, and let's see, I need to find some bling. We just retired the Noble Peacock, so that won't work. But you know what? We have some, I think these are Coastal Cabana. I could be wrong about that. Let me see. No, they are definitely Coastal Cabana. So we will use Coastal Cabana Bling on here with our gorgeous grape. And I think that will work just fine. Let's see. We'll put one here. And one here. And a little one up here. And there we have it. Beautiful, right? So those are our 3 cards. They really are quick. There's not much die cutting involved, and you wouldn't have to. You could stamp the thinking of you or the thank you in any of the white spaces that if you'd like. But 3 variations on 2 tone stamping. It's easier with your Stamparatus because you can leave it in the same place and it goes right down onto the card where it was. Tell me in the comments below which one is your favorite and whether this tip was helpful to you. And I'll see you on the next Saturday stamping tips, techniques, and more. Thank you so much for being with me today. I'll talk to you again soon.